Good morning, welcome to another video. It's about 10:30 now. I've come out to have a little bit of a go at this stretch here. It's a stretch fairly near home. I've not fished here this season, I don't think, to be honest. I don't know why I neglect it so much. Familiarity breeds contempt, I think, because I know it really well. I tend to go other places, but what we've got a nice run through here, a bit of a pinch point, and then I know from experience it deepens off a bit in there. We've got a nice slack area over on the far bank, a nice run on the near bank, a lovely crease coming off that corner. And I've caught chub here in the past, as I say, certainly not this season. I think last season was the last time I fished in here. But we're going to have a go. Very simple. I'm just going to do some trotting. I'm going to run the stick float through. We're going to fish with maggots. We'll give it an hour or two. We might have a bit of a move around. There's a few spots we can try, but I think this is probably our best bet. But fingers crossed, we can have some fish out. I had a rather tricky day out guiding recently. I think I mentioned it in the last video. I was going out guiding with a chap called Kevin. I'll fill you in on exactly what happened that day. But for now, I think we'll get down here, carry on sprinkling maggots in, and we'll have a crack. Gear-wise, this is my usual trotting setup for chub. Daiwa 125M close face reel, Tournament Pro 15-foot rod, and a Drake alloy stem stick float on the business end. I reckon we want to be about 6 or 7 foot in here. If you want to see how I set this up in a bit more detail, I'll stick a link in the description and up there as well. You can go and have a look how I tie this up. Know exactly how I set this this tackle up. Blimey, on the bottom already. Right, too deep, clearly. I'll keep these maggots going in. This pace of water, they're not going to stick about. See what we can do. Hopefully we can have a few bites, a few fish. Got nice clarity to the water. There's maybe 18 inches, 2 foot of visibility, something like that. Got a nice long run down there. Oh, 10 minutes in, nothing to show. Once again, no smaller fish. I'm fishing maggots, but you know, no signs of any dace, roach, minnows, bleak. Not that I particularly want to catch minnows and bleak, but yeah, no signs of anything. Alright, oh, I know, I think that might have been a bite. But I had first, and then it went. Just a couple of dips. What I've been doing is, as you can probably see, that float's just winding up that crease lovely. So I've just been getting it up to about there and then letting it go again. But we'll bring that in this time because I want to see that maggot and see if it has been chewed. Possibly a bit stretched, maybe. Now, I've bought the keep net more in hope than anything. I mean, it's not a great time of day, and it's, oh, and again, similar place, may just perhaps a tripping bottom there. As I say, I've fished this swim historically a few times, usually first thing in the morning, and often when it's a bit more overgrown over there. But you know, it can take an hour, can't it, get things going sometimes. On maggots, very visual bait. The chub have got to start to see them and realise they're there. Yeah, and again, a bit further down that time, but again a couple of dips and then nothing. That did look like further down the swim. That's gone under. Perhaps we're getting a few knocks now. It's almost t-shirt weather. Right, well, hopefully these few little rattles are bites. So a few times it's gone down, further down there, and that time it was much further down again. We are flirting with the bottom, so maybe the bottom. Yeah, there, it's gone down. I think that did look like the bottom, to be honest. So it did dip, dip, dip. Oh, that's a shame. I thought we were actually starting to get some bites. That's the sort of thing that happens over and over and over again, and then you pick the rod up and it's a fish. I've had that more times than is a coincidence. Float keeps going down in the same place, dragging on the bottom, and then it will be a fish. Yeah, see that, and again. Oh, it is a fish, look. There you go, what did I say? Often it'll just it'll go down. It dipped a bit further up the swim, and down it went again. Feels like a modest chub. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, wind back through the swim. But hey, we've had a fish. Well, nearly. We nearly got him in. It is. Oh, I can't swing him. It's too big for that. Got him. Me. Well, he's no monster at all. But it's a sign. He's a lovely, fresh-looking fish, and as I always say, I don't mind catching these fellas. Oh God, it's all tangled up in the line. I don't mind catching these fellas. That's the future of the river. If we can have a few of them and their mothers and fathers, it'd be very nice. I'm not counting my chickens just yet, but we were starting to get quite a lot of bites down there, and that could possibly be where these maggots are getting down near the bottom. Of course, these fish may well move up onto these maggots, who knows. But noticeably he was full of maggots as well, so he's definitely on the feed. It's quite bizarre because I came out, as I mentioned, I went guiding. Took a chap called Kevin, who we went on the Y last year. He had a cracking day. Made a video of that session. I'll link it in up there, down in the description. Had a cracking day that day. Hit the Y just right. Got loads of barb on big chub. He wanted to do some trotting, and the Y's not been ideal really. Certainly not the stretches that I fish for trotting. I can't keep an eye on it, not being local to it. So I was keeping an eye on this river, and we came up on here because it just looks in cracking condition. In fact, we first went onto the Stour, had a bit of a go on there, doing a bit of stick float trotting. Didn't catch anything there, but the day was more about sort of learning to float fish, learning to stick and float fish and waggler fish. So there we are. I'll finish that story in a minute. This is a better fish. Yeah, this is a much better fish. Well, we've got him feeding. He's not beating me up. Perhaps he's not huge. It's just this flow is rattling through here. It's a bit hard to tell. We've got some weight to him, blimey. There we go. He's right in that fast water over there, trying to get under the bank. That's it, we got him out in the flow. Of course, now he's going to try and get us in this edge. But she's managed. We may have to go and extract him. Let's go and see what we can do. Down in the swamp. He's got us right in the edge here. I'm being a bit careful on here because it's very, very soggy. He's got us just down there. encouraged him out. Oh, he's a nice fish. Wow. He's off. God, what a scrap in this fast water. God, he's a lump. Let's see if we can reach him. I'll put too much pressure on that hook link. Got him. Well, there we are. He's very lively. We'll keep him low to the ground. He's 3.5 pound. Probably pushing forward with that belly. Belly on him. He's not a 4, but he's not a million miles away. Wonderful. Well, you believe it, the magic of bronze maggots. Wow. Yeah, lovely run through this. Let's bring you around just a bit better. As I mentioned, we've got a bit of a pinch point here. As you can see, there's that crease on that far side. Slack of water on the inside. We've got 2 creases effectively and a nice bit of water running through the middle. Excuse the farty noises, it's my wellies. But these fish are just sat in the current, about 25 yards down, something like that. Just sat out in the flow, but I guess they've discovered these maggots are coming down. Wonderful. So to finish my story of the guiding session, I've not made a video. I usually make videos and put them over on the Fishing Tips channel. I've not made one in this instance because it was so hard. We, as I say, we went up the Stour, did a couple of swims, trotting the stick float off the rod top, holding it back. We did a bit of that. Then we went to the Avon with thoughts of catching some chub. I took him to the swim I've been doing really well in lately. We fished the waggler. Try a bit of waggler as well. And yeah, it was absolute granite. Really, really hard. We fished all afternoon. Well, probably from about 11ish to 4. And Kevin had 1 chub. So kind of proved what he was doing was right. I caught a tiny little one when I had a go. And that was it. It was really hard, and neither of them had any maggots in them. So clearly not really feeding, but we're down below the confluence with the Stour here. And they seem to be feeding here. And the Stour, I would say, is probably half the volume of water of the Avon, just to give you an idea. So that 1/3 of it is from a completely different catchment. Anyway, so that's what happened. Yeah, not a lot, basically. Which is why I've not made that into a video, but I thought I'd share it today. I say these fish coming a long way down. This line's all going to be bedded in after. Down under that sort of overhanging tree, effectively down there. Although that one was a little bit further down even than that. We are definitely flirting with the bottom. That's just gone under again. Well, it's been worth coming out. Hopefully we can have a few more. I think the chances of getting any bites further up this swim are diminished now we've wound a couple of fish back through. It's a bit of a breeze today as well. It's not too bad, but I knew it'd be coming from the other side of the river to here. So I knew there's a bit of cover in here. I thought we'd be a bit sheltered from the wind. Nice to get a fairly quick reaction as well. It's probably only been, well, half an hour at the most. We've had a couple of fish. So you kind of know you're doing the right thing, you're in the right location. But as I say, I've caught fish here before, previous seasons, but it's always been sort of over on that crease. I think perhaps they've been hiding away. Whereas today, with this bit of colour in, they're out in the river. It's a long old run down there. I'm running all my line off my reel. I think there's about 60 metres on here. Something like that, 50 or 60. It's plenty for trotting. The thing with closed face reels is not to overfill them as well. Underfilling is not an issue like it is with, there's no drawbacks like there are with fixed spool reels. But overfilling them, yeah, it's not good. The catch and it binds, the line doesn't peel off nicely. It's not the end of the world, just a case of pulling a bit of line off and then going again. It's a lovely run there because I can hold this stick float back and it's not swinging in. I'm out far enough to be behind it, but just because of the way the river is flowing, because the current is coming across to this bank. It'd be better to fish from down there because we could get past where this drops off and where that snag is. The trouble is we will be far enough out in the river effectively. It's just a case of fishing from here and casting downstream. I've been doing a lot of trotting at the moment, but that's just because conditions are perfect for it. The river's perfect, there's no wind, the sun's out unfortunately, I'd rather that was in. But aside from that, it's cock on. That's why these fish are out and about rather than hiding under the cover. If it was clear, this river, they'd all be tucked away under the bushes. They'd be out at dawn and dusk. And obviously if it's coloured, it's a waste of time because they can't see the bait coming to catch it, and also it'd be rattling through too much anyway. See what I can do now, I'm just winding this back up. I don't have to sort of get it back in and cast it, I can just leave it there, just beyond where I think that snag is, where it drops off, and we can let her run again. I do love my trotting these days. Such an active method. Search out the water as well. There we go. It's gone absolutely solid. It's a fish. So we got him moving. I did wonder for a second. I didn't do the usual sort of couple of head shakes that you get off chub, often when you hook them. Oh, he's shaking his head. Come on, play nicely. Come up the middle of the river. He's not doing a lot at all. Just being led up the river. There's the float. Well, this has turned into a decent session for about 11 o'clock, half past 11 in the morning. Right. He's done hardly anything. He's literally just trudged up the river. No monster at all, but still a nice fish. God, the pressure of that flow. Wow. Got him. Sort of. There we go. Well, not the easiest swim to fish this. With this water rattling through in front of us. But we'll hold him up over the net. Have a quick look at him. Look at that. Wonderful. Well, I was in two minds whether to come out. As I say, it fished really hard for Kevin and I the other day. My mate Mick was out yesterday. Fished into dusk, just into dark from the afternoon. Didn't even have the slightest sniff. All I can think is that we had quite a mild night last night. And perhaps the water temperature's been dropping and it's that warm night's just arrested the drop. That's all I can think. Yeah, I can't believe that last chub we had was about, I don't know, £1.5, £2. Felt like a barbel would have hooked it down there. Just didn't move. She's proper rattling through. Because I can hold this float back, I can just stop it as it goes across the bits where we might get stuck on the bottom, and just check it, and the bait will just flutter up. I've got the Olivet about the best part of 2 foot from the hook. Just give that maggot chance to flutter about. Because we've got quite a bit of flow through here. Just thought it would work the maggot, and I'm not having to mend the line either when I want to straighten the line out. Just hold the float back and just the line just naturally straightens. It's a lovely place to stand and trot this. Just because of the way the river flows and being able to get out on this old reed bed. These reeds would be like this high in the summer. I'm effectively standing out in the middle of the river. Basically, that's what it equates to. So on the outside of this bend, where that river comes round, down by that tree where you can see that derelict building, that's all the flow is on the inside there. The whole river has been thrown across onto the inside. Yep, there we go. Same place again. I must be queuing up down there. Again, this is doing not a lot aside from kiting. Over to that bushes. Well, I didn't expect anything like this to happen today. I certainly want it. Got to be very careful though. Like I say, just trying to get in those cover over there. Gets in there, we've had it. When you first strike into them, they feel huge. God, I pick up so much line. Oh, by the time I get over there, they're really close to those trees on the far side. And get back out in the flow and feels massive again. Just taking line. Oh, it's coming in. No, 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 don't go down there. No, 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 no. Oh. Oh, he got us in the edge, but we've got him out. This thing with close face reels, they're wonderful for trotting, but you don't have a lot of cranking power. It's another good fish. Look, he's trying to get in all the way up the edge. Yeah, he's got in there. We're going to have to go and get him again, I think. There's no point risking trying to pull him out. Now I know this is stable enough to walk on. They just hook themselves in behind the fronds. I just need a bit of encouraging out. There we go, look. God, he's got his head right buried in there. There we go. Encouraged to leave the reeds. It's a nice cracking fish, actually. Oh, blimey. Oh, it's back for the reeds again. You done, chap? It's a lovely fish. God, the pressure, that flow. Come on. Come on. Got him. Oh, that's another lovely fish. Wow. Another one I can only just about pick up in one hand. It tells me he's a good 3. That's cracking. Well, I have never had a session like this down here before. But then I've never fished maggots down here before, so who knows, perhaps I've just caught this just right, because it is lovely, lovely clarity. Tess, come out, come on. See, now noticeably, I was just thinking back to when we started to get these bites. I thought perhaps it was the bottom. It clearly wasn't, because we've had these few fish and now I've run through for perhaps 10 or 15 minutes. It's not gone down at all, so they clearly were bites. A squeaky handle on my reel needs a bit of WD-40, I think. Just a bit on the end. Squeaks. It's one of those now. It's gone a little bit quiet suddenly. We had a bite sort of every 5 minutes or so. Suddenly nothing for 10 or 15 minutes. It's like, have I upset them? I've spooked them. Are they a bit full? Are they not competing like they were? You just don't know. It's difficult. Difficult to gauge the feed. I'm just going to go steady, perhaps 8 or 10 maggots every 30 seconds. We shouldn't fill them up with maggots. There's nothing really to maggots. They're, I think, about 85% water. Well, I thought we were going to easily beat my record number of fish out of this swim, which is 4. And we've got to 4 and all the bites have stopped. Perhaps it's just full of chubs living here. Oh, that went under. That was a bite. Most definitely. Well, that's a good sign. It was very rapid and the float didn't properly go under. It was like those ones we started with when I thought it was catching the bottom and it clearly wasn't. Just shows you, doesn't it? Had probably between 5 and 10 minutes of just feeding. Second run through, we've had a bite. That's just helped to get their confidence up again without a floating line going through the swim. It's got a brilliant. A lot further down that was. Again, I wasn't sure because I struck and it did absolutely nothing. I was waiting for those head shakes, nothing. I don't think it's particularly big. Yeah, it just shows you, doesn't it? I say, best part of 10 minutes without fishing. I'd run through with nothing, and I'd run through and had a bite, and then I'd run through and a proper bite. So I don't think he's particularly big. He's not. It's mad. You strike into him down there, I feel like £10 barbel. You wind him in, it's a 12-ounce chub. Well, we've had 2.5 hours at it. It's gone pretty quiet the last 20 minutes, half an hour. So I think I'm going to give it maybe just another 15 minutes, something like that. If we don't have any signs of anything, I'll probably call it then. I don't think we've really got time to go to another swim and get that going. So I think we'll perhaps have just 3 hours today. That's been really enjoyable, I have to say. When I was thinking, trying to decide whether to come out or not. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Hopefully we can have another fish before we go. Oop. We are. I thought it was the bottom then. God, it's the first bite for a good half an hour. This feels like another nice fish actually. Yeah, he's just plodding and trudging. I was just thinking about winding it up actually, to be honest. I hadn't had a bite for a while. No signs of anything. And suddenly we had and then down it went. And I thought, oh, it's probably the bottom. This feels a nice one actually. Much higher up the swim. Blimey. Mind you, they're all feeling like good fish in this flow. He's trying to get over in that cover, of course. You all know where those trees are. It's like sea fishing with this on my hip. Just give him a little bit more welly. Ooh. That's it, he's out in the middle now. Turned him. Oh, blimey. What a scrap. It's like a fight in the summer but in slow motion. God, it's trudging past me. I haven't even seen him yet. I was trying to get in the edge up there now. Oh, there he is. He's a cracking fish again. Again, nowhere near as big as he seemed to be from the fight. Oh no, actually, he's a proper one. Yeah, he's a lovely fish. Wow. Well, how's about that? Another absolutely cracking fish. Wonderful. What a scrap as well. Fantastic. Right, well, I think we'll give it a bit longer. There's a few of these down there, definitely. No, that's it. I have thoroughly enjoyed that. It's been fantastic, if I'm honest. I thought we were going to really be scratching around for bites, and we've had a cracking sort of three and a quarter hours, I think now. It's about 1:45. That's been wonderful. Really enjoyed that. I'm glad I came out. Well, clearly. And you know, 1 week to go till the end of the season. So I should certainly be out making the most of it. I shan't be out at the weekend, but I should be out next week making the most of it. Hopefully the river will still be in decent condition. Well then, it's in lovely condition at the moment. Apologies if you're finding the trotting a bit boring or if it's not quite your thing, but I absolutely love it, and it's a cracking way to catch fish at sort of this time of the day, which is all I got really. We're having to do the school run morning and afternoon, but you know, I'm going to be not able to do it for 3 months, aren't I, shortly, in a week's time. So yeah, just making the most. Well, it looks like spring's here. The sun has come out now and it's really nice and warm, I have to say. But yeah, I've got to go, got things to do. But yeah, wonderful bit of fishing this morning. Just remembered this particular swim. I wanted to go somewhere near home as I hadn't got too long, and yeah, certainly produced. We had some lovely fish. We've had half a dozen fish out, 7 actually, 3 really nice ones, which I've just got a picture of actually. So yeah, fantastic. Now, as I say, I'll be out next week. Not sure exactly where, but that's for next time. For now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your wonderful support. Thanks to those people who've supported me through buymeacoffee.com too, easy for me to say. And I'll see you again early next week.